security walls within the Memorial Building office area at an estimated cost of $19,809.
All right, so, as my memo, goes over, there's been a concern for trying to get some separation from the public over the past 8 months or so. Some of these incidences have gone back a couple of years, but, staff really made me aware of some of the past history of it earlier this summer. Their discomfort when we had a string of incidences earlier this summer that they were continually uncomfortable with. That strung them to bring up some of the past history over the past couple of years or more. And so at that point, one thing that we, it was middle of summer, middle of construction season, things were busy, and so I had on my list for looking into this winter. Then this fall during the active shooter training, it just additionally highlighted how, at risk people are. And, we did, look at the layout. We're not really changing the structural layout of the building. We're just adding a wall on top of a desk and then adding a doorway. So at the clerk's office, taking the existing desk that is, built in there and then, adding up about 6 feet or so. I don't recall the exact plan, but going up roughly 6 feet, not all the way to the ceiling, the airflow, continuing to not have to change. We don't want to have to change any HVAC systems or anything of that nature. And then adding a door just to, to close off access for the public being able to come into the clerk's office. So yeah, both from a safety standpoint and from a workflow standpoint, cutting down noise and distraction, really funneling the correspondence between the public and the staff to more of a window setting rather than, this wide open setting. So, and then same in the assessor's office, just from a safety standpoint of, protecting the staff in the assessing office, and just kind of creating that separation of public to private. So, yeah, and as far as going out, for architectural design of this is such a small project, it would, substantially raise the cost to involve an architect to design such a basic service. That's where I reached out to the contractor to just have him put together his, these renditions, basic, sketches, and while he was pricing it out. So it didn't really constitute either myself spending the time on it or going out for architectural services. And so that's why we have what we have. And so I guess I'm happy to answer any questions that there may be regarding this topic.
Have we looked at any other options besides the full-blown bulletproof glass? I guess I think about, when you go to the county offices or any kind of paint, I don't know that they even have that sort of protection.
Yeah, I could come back with some other buildings and examples of where there are bulletproof glass. I don't have that list here at my fingertips, but we could look at just doing plexiglass would certainly save some money. But since we had the bulletproof glass at the utility window, kept with that same safety factor for this staff. We had added that back in 2017, I believe it was. So.
Yeah, I think just the utility window, I know they collect sometimes large sums of money.
Right.
So I understand that. So for me, I would like to, any other questions for the city manager? Are there any motions item G?
I'm fine with your suggestion, just see what that would turn into. If it's not much of an increase, I'd go with bulletproof, but if it's substantial, I wouldn't, so.
Alright, so
So we've had actual staff feeling threatened in the clerk's office
numerous times.
numerous times.
Yeah, uncomfortable, just from aggression, citizens, just being aggressive, on a daily basis, numerous times, within a few week period. It kind of ebbs and flows, they go in, spurts and will come in daily, sometimes for weeks on end, and then their issue will subside and they kind of ebb and flow. And then also, sexual innuendos made towards them, that have made them feel uncomfortably from a sexual, standpoint. And, small things, might not be enough, where they're wanna, file a report, but when they happen repeatedly, it has happened repeatedly, so, it just made staff feel very uncomfortable on numerous occasions. Not just one staff either, it's come from numerous staff within this building and between different departments as well.
Would you mind if, you could poll some other municipalities and see what people are doing here? I understand the discomfort, and the fact that Mr. Frank made some really good points, and I understand the discomfort of staff. I'm glad that it didn't go to, actual crime, as it were, that got reported, and I could see the discomfort, but I guess, are we doing something that nobody else feels a need for? I'm just been a little awkward on this.
Yep, happy to gather some more information and bring it back to a future meeting.
So I'm hearing that there's not gonna be a motion to support this item, so I'm guessing at the direction of the commission, maybe explore some options and maybe explore what other municipalities do for this stuff.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and, yeah, as soon as you can, because we wanna come to some kind of agreement on this. One of the things that crossed my mind as we were talking was that, the cost of everything keeps going up, so $19,809 wasn't a bad bid for a proposal for doing this, so just to throw that out there.
Okay, so item P is not going anywhere, so it looks like we're on to item Q. Discuss and consider approving $16,000 contract